In this episode of Historical Hotties, you get 2 for 1. Part 2 of my 376-part series, and Bonny and Mary Read, the dynamic duo of the Caribbean. The most notorious female pirates of all time, Anne and Mary were both introduced to cross-dressing at an early age. In an attempt to conceal her identity from his actual wife, whom he relied on for financial support, Anne's father dressed her as a boy and began to train her as a lawyer's clerk. But inevitably, the wife found out and cut off the lawyer's allowance. So he took Anne and her mother to the Carolinas, where Anne met and was seduced by the notorious pirate and ladies' man, Captain Calico, Jack Rackham. Shortly, Anne happily joined Jack in both marriage and piracy. Mary, on the other hand, spent most of her early life as a boy. Mary had an older half-brother who died as a young child. Much like Anne's father, Mary's mother dressed her as a boy in order to pass her off as her dead older brother to that boy's grandmother in hopes of getting some financial support. Amazingly, the ploy succeeded, and Mary spent much of her early life as a boy, becoming first a soldier and then a sailor. It was as she was working as a sailor that her ship was captured, and she was offered the option of piracy or death. Mary chose piracy and took to it like a duck to water. She ended up on Anne and Jack's ship, where Anne took quite a shine to her, getting a crush on Mary before realizing that she too was a woman. Luckily, she figured this out just before jealous Jack was about to kill Mary for having an affair with his wife. After that, they joined forces and started marauding openly as women. Pirates were like the rock stars of the early 1700s, swaggering around ports in velvet coats and more bling than most people could hope to earn in a lifetime. And Anne and Mary soon reached Elvis-like levels of infamy, being more cunning, brave, and ruthless than most of their male counterparts. Once, when Jack asked Mary why she chose a life that was not only dangerous, but would likely end in a hanging, Mary said that she thought hanging was no great hardship, and that she actually thought it was a good thing because it ensured that only the courageous became corsairs. Their career finally ended when their ship was captured by Captain Barnett of the British Royal Navy. He was shocked to find that when he took the ship, the only crew members to put up a fight were Mary and Anne. Mary, in fact, was so enraged that her fellow crew members surrendered and would not fight that she shot her pistol into the hold where they were cowering, wounding several and killing one. Anne was so mad that at their trial, when a prosecutor asked her how she felt about her husband Calico Jack being hung, Anne replied that she was sorry to see him come to this, but if he had fought like a man, he need not have been hung like a dog. So here's to you, ladies. For leading lives so extraordinary they became legend, and for practically defining the word feisty, I name you, and Bonny and Mary Read, Historical Hotties.